At just 9 years old, Raegan Revord sat in a softly lit studio room, clutching a stack of cue cards much too big for her petite frame. The year was 2017, and it was her first official interview following the audition that would become her gateway into the Cooper household. She was shy, earnest, and just beginning to discover the power of words, both spoken and acted. Walking onto the set of that first interview, all she could think about was how much Missy Cooper felt like an old friend. She remembered telling her mom in the car, "I just loved Missy so much, she definitely made me laugh, and I just knew she'd be a lot of fun to play." Glitter magazine, fashion magazine. At the time, Raegan didn't know much about The Big Bang Theory. The prequel connection wasn't yet part of her world, but she felt an immediate kinship with Missy's independent spirit and razor-sharp humor. From Little Mouse to Confident Spark, she looked back at that moment and couldn't believe how far she'd come. "I loved to refer to myself then, like a little mouse, because I honestly sounded like a little mouse. I was 9 years old, I was a baby," she once reflected. Popternative. Still, that first interview, nervous voice, fidgety hands, drew big laughs when she explained how the audition process worked. She'd gone through multiple callbacks, each time hearing fewer girls were left. At the end, producers sent her a video of Laurie Metcalf to mimic, requesting she bring a Texan accent the next day. "It got a little stressful," she admitted, capturing both the challenge and thrill. Bello Mag, Looper. Then came the question about what she loved most playing Missy. Even then, young Raegan recognized the depth of her role. "I get to experience a lot of things through her, like what it is like to have siblings, grow up in a different era, go to middle school, play sports, and heartbreak," she'd shared. Looper, Glitter magazine. That answer, raw and honest, gave viewers a glimpse into how acting shaped her, not just her character, but her own experiences. But the magic wasn't just in her words, it was in her laughter, too. She talked animatedly about bonding with Annie Potts, who played Meemaw. "Being on this show has been one big classroom for me," she once said. "I love when I have scenes with Mrs. Annie. She shows me different ways to make the scene funny. She will say, 'Let's try it like this.' And she's always right." Bello Mag, pop-culturalist.com. Looking back now, years later, as she's grown into a published author brushing the edge of adulthood, that early interview stands out for more than an adorable performance. It marked the beginning of a creative journey. 7 seasons of Young Sheldon followed, with Missy's character evolving from a sarcastic little sister into a layered adolescent grappling with grief and responsibility. /film, phosphormagazine.com, people.com. In hindsight, she can see that the show became her found family. She described feeling like she had real siblings in Ian Armitage and Montana Jordan, and said, "If someone asks if we're siblings in real life, we're like, yeah, we're found family, not blood family." Screen Rant. From that nervy first chat to now crossing the debut of her novel, Rules for Fake Girlfriends, the transformation is remarkable. Even then, she was already writing, drafting stories about American Girl dolls, crafting little scripts, performing home concerts with family as her audience. The list. And acting never stopped feeding that need to create. Her first interview didn't hint at how she'd someday toggle between writing backstage on set and juggling acting, school, and creative projects, and how she'd later say filming the show taught her how to switch between different mindsets with a flick of a switch, a skill she carried into writing her young novel. People.com. Now at 17, she's a teen author whose debut blends soulful exploration with playful romance, a remarkable pivot from her on-screen journey. People.com. So if we rewound to that very first interview moment, the timid 9-year-old relaying audition stories, sharing heartfelt appreciation for her castmates, and giggling about being a little mouse, we'd see the seed of creative promise. She may have been shy, but she was also immensely present, soaking up lessons, absorbing laughter, and learning the power of storytelling. That first interview captured a moment of emergence, a young actor staking her claim in a world built by comedic timing, heartfelt teamwork, and the dawning of imagination. It was the start of a story that unfolds still, on screen, in books, in words yet unwritten. Hope you enjoyed this creative reflection. Let me know if you'd like another spin, maybe a future interview post-novel release.